Mansfield is full of a lot of people who are very generous and a lot of companies that are very generous. And they want to give back to the city of Mansfield, but somebody has to ask them. And that's what Betty does. And that's a very important job. Most people would rather do anything than ask other people for money. And Betty loves to do that. Nothing makes her happier than going out and asking people to help the community. And she's very good at it.
It just comes naturally to her. And so anything that's moved our community forward or is moving our community forward, you can find Betty there.
She started out in Mansfield and has seen a lot of things change and nurture and move forward. But along the way, she's taken those early relationships and she's really nurtured them into true opportunities for connection.
She's an effective leader. She's very effective in getting the things done that she decides to do. She tends to bring the good side of people out when she interacts with them. And she's just a positive force.
Betty's the friendliest person you'll ever meet. Everyone loves her. You'd never know she ever has a bad day. She's always glad to see you regardless of who you are.
Betty is the most cheerful person I know. She was always smiling, she's always happy. Everybody likes her. She's just wonderful, and she's the prettiest girl in 17 counties.
She's a true professional and just profound personal connections, and I think that's what makes her most effective in her positions, in her volunteerism.
Anytime her name comes up, people just smile. And I think it's a tribute to what she's done in the community and how she's worked with people for all kinds of causes in Mansfield.
Betty is, I think, a very understated personality. I think she does her job extremely well. She knows everyone in the community.
It wasn't magic that helped her be a good fundraiser. She was really good at determining people's passion, and she's matching those passions and those loves of people to ways that they can make, really meaningful gifts.
Her impact spreads across so many different sectors. A lot of folks will know her through her professional role as the head of the foundation at North Central. But she also gets involved in a lot of community projects. And I think those community projects are high profile, they're important to the fabric of our community. At the Community Foundation, we consider those impression points.
Whether it's serving on nonprofited boards or the project that she may be part of or in charge of, she throws unending energy into it and just a commitment level that makes a difference.
She has thrown herself 100% behind so many worthwhile activities. North Central State College was the first. I think Byron Key saw a spark or a gift in her and gave her the opportunity to develop that gift more fully, and she has taken that and run.
Back in the 90s, she was the director of development, and we were looking for ways to increase the exposure of the college to the community. And she came up with the idea of a rib cook-off. So we worked for many years doing the rib cook-off, bringing people out to the campus and exposing them to what was available.
She's done a great deal for North Central State College. She started their foundation. She was the first person there. She did their first capital campaign.
The Keough Center, the expansion and the outreach. She was so instrumental in the various things that have made it the success that it is today.
Her legacy at North Central State continues in some of the scholarships that she was able to help put in place with a lot of wonderful donors. With the relationship she was able to really put in place for the institution.
She just seems to have that ability to connect young and old. She exudes a sense of trust so that you know that what she's saying can be relied upon, and that is important.
You know, when Betty would come and ask for money, and that was what she did best, it didn't seem to hurt quite as much when she got a hold of your wallet. I mean, she just did it with charm and without a lot of pressure.
When she goes out for an ask, I see the before and after. Building up to the moment when she actually goes out and asks people to contribute, she just gets happier and happier and more excited about it. And then afterwards, she's always just overjoyed. She just has more fun doing that and thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. She gets a real kick out of it. She's offering people an opportunity to help somebody else and to give back to the community. And that's the way she approaches the job, and that's why it's easy for her. She's not asking for money, she's giving them an opportunity to help.
The Community Foundation, when I first got there in 2011, she was just winding up her tenure on the board, and she was an important voice and a person that I talked to frequently as I kind of built my career in the Community Foundation.
She served on the Salvation Army Advisory Board, and I was on staff there as director of DeWalt Community Center. And then most recently, in my position at Kingwood Center Garden, she's on the board. She also is the chair of the Capital Campaign, and so we work very closely together, and that's been an absolute joy and a blessing in my life.
And they've raised, due to Betty, twice as much as any other campaign that's ever been in Richland County.
So for the last 30 or 40 years, she's been leading the charge for so many worthwhile activities, and Mansfield is better for it.
She does it for the good of the community, not for recognition. She does it because it's the right thing to do.
She's a long-time Mansfielder. Her eyes light up when she talks about some of her friends that she's had since Malabar High School days. She lights up when she sees people that she's known for years at other institutions.
She's been a fixture at snow trails for many years.
For about 20 years, she was on their brochure every year, and they still sell postcards with her picture on it, as the pretty girl out skiing.
And as somebody who's been a personality at snow trails, she'll have a legacy there.
Something that most people may not know is Betty started out at a very young age as a baton twirler. To this day, if you give her anything that's about the length of a baton, she'll start to twirl it.
I've seen her in her sequined baton twirling outfit, twirling flaming batons. She's pretty good at it. As far as I can tell, she's never hurt herself or anybody else.
And when she gets in the fire baton mode, it's all on. Everybody needs to get out of the way because the fire's coming.
A couple years ago, I was dropping trees across the road and I needed someone to flag traffic, and I gave Betty the flag. I looked up from what I was doing and she was twirling the flag out in the middle of the road, just having a great time with it.
She truly is genuine. When she speaks from knowledge and from the heart, and she truly conveys that. And that's why I think she's so successful.
What a wonderful gift to this community. She has been, and I think will continue to be, whether retired or not.
I'm just delighted she's in Mansfield because she's certainly so young that she can do a lot of other good things in the future.
She's a whirlwind, and she attacks the problem with energy and zeal, and the rest of us just get wiped up in her tailwind.
There are people in the know who will acknowledge the important role that she played in so many institutions around town, throughout the region. And her legacy will be enjoyed by millions of people throughout the next few generations.